So on today's video, I'm going to be removing the battery out of this well buggy. Now I will be later on we doing the battery tray in this and repositioning it because I do not like the location of it. But I am going to be making this into a street legal project. And with that being said, we're going to have to fix one issue with it. It's not the battery location. It's draining the batteries if it sets, so it's got a draw on it somewhere. Why do I think it's got a draw? This is the second battery that's went dead in this. Both batteries were brand new batteries. I highly doubt I got two bad batteries, but you never know. Is ever start, you know, aka never start. So what I'm going to do is charge this battery back up. We just had that extreme cold spell here. So I'm going to undo my battery terminals and take this and put it on a low charge for a few hours. Then we're going to take and hook it back up and see if we can figure out the draw on this or even if it's charging. So let's go ahead and uninstall this. Looks like this battery comes straight up. Now that I got the battery removed, I'm going to charge it up and then set it back down in it and see if we can find the power draw or see if this thing's charging. So we got the battery back off charge. Now what I'm going to do is check my battery voltage. You can do this hooked up or not hooked up. It's up to you. Just depending on your voltmeter will depend on how you check it, because different voltmeters got the different settings and so on. Well, let's just go ahead and check this. Positive is the red, negative is the black. Oh, now stay meter. We got 12.07 volts. Now to figure out your draw, if you're doing this on the car, you want to make sure when you're testing this, do not go opening your doors. Don't try to start your car because it can damage your meter. Now if you go to do any of that, you need to open your door. Make sure to disconnect your meter first because all the current's going to be going through your meter. So take your ground off, just like so. Take your positive, touch it to the negative, touch this. And you should not see a draw. .6 amps on this. 12.5. 12.6. 12.6 amps. Now I don't know why it's reading 12.6 amps. Okay? Power draw is now gone, guys. Okay, so we know the ground is hooked up the way it needs to be. So it is something on this hot that's making us have an issue. Disconnect this and see what we got. So if we disconnected whatever the power draw was, if this was here, it should now have no draw on this ground. And it still does. It has exactly the same amount of draw as a battery charge. So if something's crossed over that don't need to be, and it might be one of these. So I need my snippers. So obviously the buggy is not wired up the way it should be. Now, to be, exact, that the buggy don't have a fuse box. If this was on the car, I would be pulling fuses one by one, looking for this draw to drop. And when it drops, you can check your fuse, and that will be the affected circuit. Now on this well buggy, I don't have none of that. It's pretty well just hit and miss. No, don't crank it. Whatever you do, you blow my thing. Just turn the key.
That hit.
Will it go back towards you? Nope. Turn it once. Key.
Okay, wait.
Yep.
Stop.
Turn it one more. No change. Okay. You can turn it back. I know. So we know it ain't the key switch. Everything first. I'm just snipping wires here, guys, and when we do the wiring on this buggy, that's not here either. That's it. This second wire we snipped is a drain on the battery. So this is what the drain is. So I'm going to follow this and see what it connects to. So if we follow a cable back, it goes right in here, and that seems to be the issue. I ain't 100% how these alternators on these Volkswagens work. It's been a while since I built a Volkswagen motor. It's been a while since I tinkered on a Volkswagen. You can see that in some of my videos on my channel that we have dealt with quite a few Volkswagens. But I am not sure on these alternators. I'm going to research right fast, and then we'll hook it up and see if the power draw's gone and see if it's charging. So stay tuned. So after doing a little research, it turns out that's the lamp light. I'm going to cut that wire a little bit more. That don't go there. I don't need to pump gas. Okay, let's see if it's charging. We should have at least 14 volts, 13. It's not charging. Alternator's out. That wasn't my problem. My problem was it had a drain on it at all times. It's running the battery dead, but also it's not charging the battery, so that's the issue. And I'm gonna have to double check my wiring, but I checked it with that hooked up and I checked it without it hooked up, and I'm not getting a charge. It should say 13 to 14 some volts. So it looks like my battery is not charging now. We did fix the issue of the current draw. It turns out that the lamp charged light was the culprit. So if you found this video helpful or any bit interesting, be sure to leave a comment, drop a like. If you want to see more of this buggy and me making it street legal, you know, let me know. If you got one, let me know too. You know, like I said, it was easy to find the current draw the way I showed you, but if you're doing it on your car or truck, always make sure before you open the door or anything with the key to disconnect your voltage meter, because that's actually all you load. You jumping through your meter and it can destroy your meter. So always be sure to do that. And pretty much on something like this, it's pretty simple. I don't have any doors to open and stuff, but it's the way I always found current draws. And I'm rambling on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.